Come to the county ground from West Ham on a swap deal.
As far as Swindon Town are concerned, this week there's been a new addition to the camp. Here comes this week's Town Talk. It's not unusual for the press to gather to witness the signing of a new player on the books of a football club, but it is slightly more unusual just after the season has started. The media attention is focused on what feels like the elusive Joey Beauchamp and his signing for Swindon Town. In the summer months he was due to sign for the town, but at the last moment he made what turned out to be a rash decision and decided he wanted to play for West Ham. Now, a few months on, manager John Gorman and assistant manager Andy Rowland have all their hard work to thank for the signing of the 23-year-old winger. Unhappy with the travelling and prospect of moving to London, the former Oxford player admitted he'd made a big mistake in the first place.
Obviously for me it's a better move being close to Oxford. That is really what I've wanted all along, and that's why I was interested in coming to Swindon when I found out that they were interested. Just really being a family kind of person and not knowing anything, always living in Oxford all my life. London's a big city and it was probably the wrong move at the moment for me. And obviously I realised that too late and I should have come to Swindon at the start of everything. I'm sure none of this, well, certainly none of this would have happened.
Now, obviously for yourself personally, it must have been a big move to have to stand up and say, I've made a mistake, I'd rather be at Swindon.
Yeah, obviously they've got their point where they've paid £1 million for a player that wasn't going to be happy, and obviously they're going to, say things to the press or whatever, and I think it's been blown out of proportion so much really. It's made me look really bad. Well, all along I've just tried to be honest and just say, I've made a mistake. I want to live in Oxford, and they told me that I couldn't. I found it hard travelling, and it wouldn't have been possible really. I'd have had to move, and I didn't want to do that, and so obviously Swindon was the only move really for me.
The deal that brought Joey Beauchamp to the county ground has actually worked in Swindon's favour. They were originally prepared to pay £850,000 before he was rapidly snapped up by the Hammers. This time round, the deal means a cash payout thought to be around the £250,000 mark, with the transfer in the other direction of Adrian Whitbread, valued by the Swindon camp at around £500,000. Manager John Gorman says the timing was better this time round for Beauchamp's recruitment, but he's sad to part company with Adrian Whitbread.
Well, obviously the circumstances has changed in that, and Joey all along should have been our player, as I've always stated, and it's been proved right. And he's ended up going to West Ham under a little bit of pressure, but what's happened is the boys turned around and said honestly that I don't think I want to be here, and of course it's been blown out of all proportion, and it's ended up probably in our favour because we've got him here in a better financial deal than we probably would have thought, so we're really delighted with it. I don't think West Ham was a club for him, as it's been proved.
So Joey Beauchamp here at Swindon Town, Adrian Whitbread gone off to West Ham?
Yeah, it's a shame to lose Adrian, but Adrian obviously had a whiff of some interest, and actually came to me on Monday and says, Gaffer, if there is any truth in it, I'd like to go there. And that disappointed me a little bit because I thought so much of Adrian and wanted him to stay here, and I thought, well, I want that player pretty badly, and if that's the only way I can achieve it, and financially for us, because we couldn't do it cash-wise, that I thought it was worth doing, because at this present time we have quite a number of centre-halves. It was the one position that we had, an overabundance of players, and some good young ones coming through as well, so I felt that maybe it was the right thing to do.
Well, the season has certainly started on the right foot, certainly for our own Jan the Man. His shot in the 22nd minute put Swindon ahead in their 2-0 victory last weekend over Port Vale. Swindon's second goal came from Keith Scott in the 80th minute, who'd come on as a substitute just 3 minutes before. It's a sort of start John Gorman might have been praying for throughout the summer months.
Yeah, that was pleasing, Paul. Obviously, to start the season off with a win, a hard match as well against Port Vale as approved, beating Bristol Rovers 3-1 away last night. And I thought it was a good performance, although, you know, people say, oh, we've played better, but for a first game I thought it was a good, steady performance, and we've thoroughly deserved our win.
In a way, I suppose you're putting things right. I mean, last season, a lot of people talking about lovely play, but no goals. You've turned it around, if you like.
Well, it's early days, but we want to have that kind of performance week in, week out, solid, and lose no goals and score more than the opposition. And we will be certainly then in a comfortable position.
Finally, this weekend, Tranmere Rovers. Now, last time Tranmere, of course, all the celebrations of off to Wembley. It's going to be very different this time around.
Yeah, we lost there, though. People have got to put that in perspective. They're a good side. They're a hard team to beat on their own patch. But this year, we want to go there and get a result. You know, obviously, a win would be great, but a draw would be good as well. As I say, we're going to go there defensively minded, but still try and win the match. We're not going to go there carry and just try and go all out attack and then lose a few goals. We're going to be nice and sensible, but they will come at us because they've had a bad start to the season, losing their first game, so they'll be determined to have a good opening game at home, but they'll meet another team that's even more determined.
And the new boy says he's also looking forward to putting the strip on and getting into action.
I'm looking forward to Saturday, whether I'm playing, I don't know. I told him I want to, so I'll be happy to get my head down and start playing football, which obviously for the last few months has been very hard. So I'm just looking forward to Saturday and getting back into it, getting back into a team, a good team, and pushing obviously for promotion.